Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived an old lady known for her kindness, wisdom, and ever-present smile. The villagers loved her deeply, often seeking her advice or simply sharing their troubles with her. One day, a young man from the village approached her with a question. "Grandmother, you are always happy, no matter what happens. Don't you ever feel sad when things go wrong?" The old lady smiled gently. "My dear, life is full of ups and downs. Some days bring joy, while others bring sorrow. But I have learned that true happiness comes from within, not from the world around us." The young man frowned, puzzled. "What do you mean? How can you be happy when bad things happen?" The old lady took a deep breath and began to share a story from her own life. "When I was young, I had a loving family, a husband and children. We were not wealthy, but we were happy. Then, one day, my husband fell gravely ill. We did not have enough money for medicine, and despite all our efforts, he passed away. It was the saddest day of my life. I cried endlessly, believing I would never find happiness again." The young man listened intently as she continued. "For a long time, grief consumed me. But one day, I realized that my sorrow would not bring my husband back. My children needed me, and I needed to find a way to keep going. So, I decided to see life differently. I understood that both good and bad moments are a part of life, but I refused to let the bad ones take away my joy forever." The young man was amazed. "But how did you do that?" The old lady smiled. "Every morning when I wake up, I remind myself, today is a new day, and I will find something to be happy about. Some days are harder than others, but I always find something, even if it's small. Perhaps the sun is shining, a flower is blooming, or a friend stops by to say hello. There is always something to be thankful for." The young man thought for a moment. "But what if something truly terrible happens? How can you still be happy?" The old lady nodded knowingly. "It is not always easy, but I remind myself that nothing lasts forever. Even the hardest times will pass. When life gets difficult, I focus on what I still have, my health, my friends, the simple gift of being alive. Happiness is a choice. You can dwell on what is wrong and be miserable, or you can find the good and be happy. It takes practice, but it is possible." The young man thanked the old lady for her wisdom and decided to follow her advice. From that day on, he made an effort to find something good in every situation. Slowly, he realized that his life felt lighter, even in difficult times. He learned to stay positive and appreciate the small joys around him. Word of the old lady's wisdom spread throughout the village. More and more people began to understand that happiness is not about wealth or circumstances. It is about perspective. They, too, started to find joy in the little things, and soon, the village became a much happier place. And so, the old lady's lesson lived on, reminding everyone that no matter how difficult life may get, happiness is a choice that comes from within.